If you're not listening to Pubcast, the terrorists are winning. That's what Jay Moore says.
Welcome to the Pubcast. Sit down and enjoy a pint.
Welcome to the Groundhog Day episode of the Pubcast. Allison and Eric join me to break down one of our favorite movies from 1993. It's the 30th anniversary of this classic from Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. And this is one of those rare comedies that really had an impact on the culture for decades after its release. It made the term Groundhog Day synonymous with repeated over and over. And this movie always reappears on TV and streaming services every year in late January or early February. The lines and scenes are funny and great throughout, and this is definitely one of Bill Murray's most memorable performances. So don't drive angry as we break down Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day!
Groundhog time.
1,000 people freezing their butts off waiting to worship a rat.
Weatherman Phil Connors is spending the day in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania.
Phil? Ned Ryerson. I did the whistling belly button trick at the high school talent show.
Bing!
Bang!
But Phil's about to find out he's not just stuck in Puxatawney.
Will you be checking out today, Mr. Connors?
Chance of departure today, 100%.
He's stuck
It's Groundhog Day!
in Groundhog Day.
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
Phil?
Ned Ryerson?
Bang!
Do you ever have deja vu, Mrs. Lancaster?
I don't think so, but I could check with the kitchen.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
At first, he was a little anxious.
Phil? What?
Will you be checking out today, Mr. Connors?
I'd say the chance of departure is 80%.
But now,
We could do whatever we want.
he's discovering the possibilities
Don't you worry about cholesterol?
Why?
and living life like there's no tomorrow.
Phil Connors!
Ned!
Because there isn't.
I am an immortal. I have been stabbed, shot, burned, frozen, electrocuted. I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. He's out of his gourd.
But to get what his heart wants most
What are you looking for, Phil? A date for the weekend?
means living this day over again till he gets it right.
Believe it or not, I studied 19th century French poetry.
What a waste of time.
I studied 19th century French poetry.
La fille qui j'aimerais.
You speak French.
Oui.
Bill Murray, Andie MacDowell,
To the groundhog.
I always drink to world peace. Well, what should we drink to?
I like to say a prayer and drink to world peace. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry. He might be okay.
Yes! Groundhog Day!
life has a funny way of repeating itself.
What did you do today?
Oh, same old, same old.
Groundhog Day, 1993. The no-nonsense plot. A narcissistic, self-centered weatherman finds himself in a time loop on Groundhog Day. And the day keeps repeating until he gets it right. I guess.
Narcissistic and self-centered, doesn't it? Sort of.
I know.
All right.
I mean,
All right. I'm in. It's got me.
that description gets you in?
Yep. I'm in.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have doubled down on the narcissistic, self-centered. Just call him snarky and move on, but fine. Okay. Overall reactions to the movie. We saw this in the theater for sure. I did for sure. And I know we liked it instantly. Like
Yeah.
it was like it's all the people that we liked from the 80s. All the people. It was Bill Murray and Harold Ramis,
Right.
the director. And he did some of the writing as well. So it was formulaic for us going in. It was great. I mean, we liked those guys. We liked the style of humor. It looked great going in. We liked it way better coming out. I think it was, to me, it was almost like a instant classic.
Oh, for
coming
sure.
out of the theater.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, it was great. Eric, what did you think when you saw it first?
I did not see it in the theater. First time I saw it was a couple of years later on cable. And yeah, I took to it instantly.
Yeah.
I loved it right away.
What's interesting, I've thought about this, is that the movie title has become a term now that people use. Like it's like if something keeps happening over and over again, the saying is now it's Groundhog Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see what Ebert said about it?
No.
Oh, Ebert talks about that.
Oh, really?
So Roger Ebert did his original movie review in 1993, gave it 3 stars.
Okay.
And had various good things and criticisms, whatever, fine. He revisited this movie in 2005 and gave it 4 stars, like his highest rating.
Yeah.
And he says, I certainly I underrated it in my original review. I enjoyed it so easily that I was seduced into cheerful moderation. But there are few films, and this is one of them, that burrow into our memories and become reference points. When you find yourself needing the phrase, "This is like Groundhog Day," to explain how you feel, a movie has accomplished something.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's funny.
He talks about, and through his second review, he talks about how awesome it is and how it unfolds inevitably, but it's so entertaining. You may see where it's going, but you don't care because it's just so well done and the pacing is good and it's effortless and all that sort of stuff. So he loved it.
Yeah.
Even more the second time or later on.
Well, and there's shockingly more depth of emotion that Bill Murray goes through.
Yeah.
In this whole kind of the revelation of what he was about to experience, and then it's almost like the 7 stages of grief. Like it's like his life is over, but it keeps going, kind of thing.
Well, since you mentioned it, I'm going to jump into that.
Okay.
I'm going to pull that from the trivia section.
Okay.
In the course of the film, Phil Connors goes through the 5 stages of grief developed by psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross.
I'm going to say there are 7.
Okay. She says there are 5. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So, you nailed it. And yeah, watching it this time, you can see that almost instantly, like it's during the second day, possibly, if not the third day, he's miserable and he knows, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like I can't do anything. He tries everything, but he couldn't leave. He can't, nothing he can do will change it.
I do love the first part of the first repeat day, where he is like weirded out and he's like, what day is it?
Once a year, right? Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Murray's great in this movie. Okay, box office performance.
Oh, okay.
Let's think about this. It was, I don't know whether it was a big movie.
Did it come out around Groundhog Day?
I would have to look that up.
Okay.
Let's just say for shits and giggles it did.
Okay.
So there was some heavy.
Oh, it released February 12th.
Interesting.
After Groundhog Day.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I feel like a mid-January.
Yeah.
Would have made more sense.
Groundhog Day doesn't get a lot of play in movie plot lines or in books or anything.
Holiday
like
movie.
There's nothing. Yeah. They couldn't have accelerated that by 2 or 3 weeks.
You could own Groundhog Day and you missed it. Great.
And it's must have been some other juggernaut that came out that they were not wanting to compete against, but
that's weird though, because February is usually it's where they just bury sort of movies that they don't expect to do well.
Yeah.
It's all award seasons are all over and everything, and that's just
It's award season, yeah. So it's January, February, March are typically all dead.
yeah. That's where movies put out their stinker, or studios put out their stinkers, for lack of a better word,
to hide it. So we did cover 93 before with some of these movies. There are some heavy hitters this year. So Jurassic Park.
Okay. Big-ish.
Yeah, slightly big. 338 million. The Fugitive, 176 million. The Firm, 158 million. Sleepless in Seattle, 126 million. Mrs. Doubtfire, 109. Indecent Proposal, 106. In the Line of Fire, 102. Aladdin at 99. Cliffhanger, awesome, at number 9 with 84 million. And A Few Good Men with 78 million.
Disney's Aladdin only did 99 million?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see when it came out. I assume it was a summer release, but I don't know.
Feels low.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Tom Cruise hitting with 2 in the top 10 in the same year. That's insane. Groundhog Day, number 12.
No, that's not too shabby.
Just out of the top 10 with 71 million.
Wow.
Now the budget. I saw
71 million.
It made
gross?
71
Okay.
million. Yeah. Domestic box office.
Okay.
The budget, I've seen a sliding scale of possibilities of what it might have cost.
Okay.
The number I saw most often was 14.6 million.
Ooh.
But I saw it could be as high as 30 million, like somewhere between 14 and 30.
Wow, that's a big range.
I don't understand how
That's a big range.
what that deal is, but
What
fine.
do they spend it on? To spend
yeah.
30?
There isn't. It seems like it was been a very simple shoot. I mean, just even because it's only a few setups because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, just in a slightly different way.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot his wake up scenes 100 different ways in half a day.
Right.
Yeah, or him and Rita sitting at the bar with ordering a drink over and over and over again. It's just the whole point is that it's the same thing over and over, so it's not like you have to really even change anything.
Yeah.
And there's no effects. It's just
Well, and a lot
on location.
And it was on location, like they weren't building a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So who knows? They're paying off the city of Woodstock or something or whatever. But I don't know how it gets to 30. Regardless, it didn't cost that much, and it made double or triple or quadruple its money.
The special effects of the weather map.
The use of a green.
The chroma key budget was $10 million.
Rotten Tomatoes scores. What do you guys think the audience gave it?
85.
Eric?
I will say 88.
Audience gave it 88.
Ooh.
Eric nailed
Boom.
On the money.
I don't think we've had someone nail it in a long time. That's good.
All right.
So audience was 88. Critics. What do we think the critics gave it?
Well, I mean, we had the Roger Ebert felt bad and went back and re-reviewed it.
He still gave it 3 out of 4 originally.
I'm gonna go 85.
79.
All right. This is one of the rare times where the critics are above the audience.
Oh.
So the audience gave it 88. Critics gave it a 94.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh. So Roger Ebert that first time out really was out there on his own.
He was an outlier.
He brought down the average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though 3 out of 4 is still good, it's
I know.
Didn't like it that much.
Insane. All right. Let's get to the trivia part. there's all kinds of like little stupid stuff, but I tried to pick the fun facts that were a little more interesting, a little more significant. I don't know if I did that successfully. We shall see. Bill Murray was bitten by the groundhog twice during shooting. He had to have anti-rabies injections.
Oh my God.
Because the bites were so severe.
Oof.
One of the times he got bitten was the "Don't Drive Angry" scene.
Oh, really?
Because
that groundhog didn't want to be told what to do.
That line was improvised because the groundhog was getting all fidgety and feisty and was trying to escape over the steering wheel. And so Bill Murray sort of played into it. So.
Oh my God, that's good.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of an interview with Harold Ramis talking about that, and they said the groundhog bit Bill Murray through a leather glove.
Yeah.
And got him like so bad that it was like stitches and rabies shots, and it was a really bad bite.
Groundhogs have those beaver teeth; they can just go through anything. All the clocks in the diner are stopped. Obviously, mirroring Phil's predicament. In the course of the film, we talked about that. The 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Or 7, if you're me.
7 if you double up a couple of them. Okay, we've talked about this, and we've seen this published a bunch of times over the years. I mean, this is the 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary. So this stuff has been out there for a while. How long is Phil stuck in the time loop?
Oh, I don't know.
So, and there is no answer really.
Okay.
But Harold Ramis used to say 10 years, but then later on he bumped it to 30 or 40 years to give Phil time to become an expert at things like ice sculpting and playing the piano and whatever. In an early draft, what's his name? Rubin, is it Danny Rubin, the writer? He estimated that Phil had been in the time loop for 70 or 80 years.
Oh my God.
And there are people, scientists or whatever that are trying to figure this out for fun, but also, put some scientific effort behind it. And they'll talk like, could have been 10,000 years, could have been, it could be any number of years or days or whatever. And that's why he knows everyone, everything. He knows what's going to happen every minute, essentially. So who knows?
It's like that.
I could have sworn that, and getting back to that, one of the original drafts, they were considering it he had been there like 10,000 years.
Yeah, I saw that mentioned. I think it was like that number was a number that had come up in like some sort of philosophical writings that 10,000 years. There was some significance to that. Significance to that number. Yeah, 10,000 years.
That's how long. Some people are saying he was in that loop
because of the history of that number in philosophy and reaching some existential plane.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I had not done the math until kind of thinking about it. But like, if you think about to become like an expert in something, it's like what 10,000 hours of whatever. Sure. So he does the piano, the ice sculpting, the learning French, and like all of these other skills, plus then all of the time that he spent, like you said, learning every person, every aspect of that town, memorizing everything that happened.
Do you know what else he learned?
What?
In the deleted scenes?
What?
He became a trick shot pool genius. Like an expert pool player, and would hustle people because he could do all kinds of trick shots. He could predict all the outcomes and point spreads of various sporting events, right. like
in Back to the Future. Yeah.
He but what's the other one? Also became could easily bowl a perfect game. He's became an expert bowler as well.
Oh my God.
He's in the bowling alley.
Right.
So add all those things into the things that he
Oh
became
my God.
expert at. Yeah.
That's good.
So the answer
That's
is
good.
we don't know how long, but it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a few days or a few weeks.
That really does put it into perspective. That would make somebody go insane.
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
No matter what you do, you can't even leave that little town.
Yeah.
He tries.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Yeah. It sucks. It's it's purgatory, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's that. There were some different versions of the script where this or that happens. I mean, there's a handful of those I don't want to get into really, but some where he breaks the time loop by forget it. There's a bunch of nonsense of possible or pre-existing drafts of the script that had him breaking the time loop or doing different things that didn't end up in the movie, and they didn't for a reason.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
The ending party scene where everyone thanks Phil for helping them throughout the day with the tires or the choking hazard and all that stuff. That was originally supposed to take place at Fred and Debbie's wedding. You know how they at the end he gives them the tickets to WrestleMania.
Right.
That party was going to be their wedding reception.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And this is a good time to point it out.
Yep.
I was mentioned it before, and I was super excited about it when I spotted it. Fred, in his feature film debut, was played by Michael Shannon.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw that as well. That's a good one.
And yeah, I never noticed it before and lost it when I saw him.
Yeah.
One of I wrote down just a handful of trivia things, and I love trivia like this, but Rita slaps Phil 10 times in the movie.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
good.
love a good count of some.
I like a good a body count or repetitive count. Yeah.
I did not pay attention to all of the you could probably watch this movie 25 times to look at all of the people in the background of different scenes and kind of how it overlaps in and of it on itself. But when he's in the hospital with the old man, in the background there's a boy with a broken leg, and that's supposed to be the boy that fell out of the tree that Bill Murray didn't catch. And so it's just all of these different scenes and people in the background are really based on what he does or doesn't do throughout the movie. Ned Ryerson, so Stephen Tobolowski, who plays Ned Ryerson, of course, said he based his portrayal based on his actual insurance agent.
Yeah.
And the agent called to thank him for accurately portraying an insurance agent and not making fun of them, because that's normally how they get portrayed. And it's what?
Yeah. Dude, they're making fun of you. But the agent was happy that he got all the terms and the information right.
Right. Yeah. Yes. For those that are in the Chicagoland area, Steve Dahl was asked to do the morning radio show in the morning, and his co-host or somebody didn't quite get it, and so they declined. And
Gary from Steve and Gary.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. And Eric, you will love this, and I'm sure you've picked up on it, but Chris Elliott is in something else with another character in this show, and that is in Schitt's Creek. Doris is Wendy in Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
the Blouse Barn
waitress is
yes.
Oh yeah.
He's the store owner of the Blouse Barn.
Mm-hmm. It is well known that Bill Murray can be difficult to work with. He's so eccentric and whatever. He was particularly difficult to work with on this movie.
Oh, really?
he and Harold Ramis obviously are friends and have worked together forever. But they were always fighting on this movie. Why is that funny?
It's funny.
Ramis was focused on making this a comedy, while Murray was more interested in the philosophical elements of the character in the story and whatever.
Okay.
So Ramis says he was just really irrationally mean and unavailable throughout shooting. Like,
interesting.
Bill Murray wanted to make an entirely different movie. I was like, screw this comedy. We're going to make some deep philosophical statement here.
Interesting.
And Ramis is like, dude, this is a comedy about Groundhog Day.
And I had also read that Bill Murray he was going through a divorce at that time as well, and was constantly calling Harold Ramis at all hours of the day to talk about the movie because he was so focused on that. And Harold Ramis had to have like an assistant or somebody go to Bill Murray to shut that down.
Yeah.
And that's what led to their fight.
And they were fighting so bad on this, they fell out so bad that they did not speak again for 20 years.
Oh my God, really?
Until just before Ramis died in 2014.
I had no idea.
When Harold Ramis was on his deathbed, I remember reading about this, that Bill Murray went to see him like a couple weeks before he died, or a month, whatever it was.
They fought about this movie and it ruined that relationship for 20 years?
It started here. I'm sure
I know,
it
but
became bigger.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Interesting.
All right. Any other
Eric, did you have any trivia?
I think we covered it. I can't think of anything else.
All right. The casting stuff.
Oh, I had one other thing.
Oh.
It's super small, but the sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist was Harold Ramis's wife's favorite drink. And so he wanted to incorporate that in there. Like, it's kind of an unusual.
This is the second time. A week ago, somebody mentioned vermouth as a drink, and I was like, who? No one drinks just vermouth. And then it came up in this movie.
Okay.
Okay, the casting stuff. There's a lot of weird information on who is cast for Phil. We talked about this was Michael Shannon's first movie as Fred, the young newlywed Fred guy. Okay, let's do Rita first. I only have one name and it's weird, and then I have no other information about who is considered for Rita.
Okay.
The only one I have is Tori Amos.
Oh. Wow.
Singer
is
Tori Amos.
Is she playing the piano the whole time?
I don't understand.
Wow.
Has she ever acted in anything?
I'm not aware of anything.
That's the only one that I saw.
Yeah, she was
weird.
Popular in 92, 93 though, but wow.
Great. Did they consider Debbie Gibson as well? Different era, but okay. Phil Connors. I got a lot of information here. I don't know what's what, so I'll just go through what I think I know. Danny Rubin, the screenwriter, wanted originally Kevin Kline to play Phil.
Yeah,
that would be good.
I think see that. Yep.
Works, definitely. But he had, as the screenwriter, he had no say in it, so no one really considered it. Harold Ramis wanted Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks turned it down.
Oh, interesting.
Tom Hanks didn't want. He didn't think he could be that kind of a snarky a-hole.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do you think that's why Bill Murray was mad at Harold Ramis to start?
Michael Keaton was offered it, turned it down.
Wow.
And then I have a list of people that Ramis may have considered.
Okay.
I don't really believe this list, but it's out there. Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Steve Martin.
All right.
Robin Williams.
Okay.
Michael Keaton, we just talked about.
Yep.
And John Travolta.
No, that's not true.
That's what I read. I don't know how valid that is, but it said...
Like, really weird.
So Ramis considered most of them far too nice compared to Bill Murray. Chevy Chase could have.
Oh yeah,
Michael Keaton could have done it.
Yeah, I think Keaton totally could have done that.
The first handful of the people that you mentioned could have done it.
Yeah, Steve Martin, sure. Robin Williams can do it. Yeah, I like the Kevin Kline one.
Yeah, I did too.
Tom Hanks probably could pull it off.
Yeah.
The other ones, whatever.
He's a good actor.
Supposedly. That's all I've got.
In that same interview that I watched with Harold Ramis that I mentioned before, he talked about the potential casting of Tom Hanks, and he said that after the movie came out, Tom Hanks talked to him about it and said, it was good that you had Bill Murray play that part because everybody thinks of me as nice. Even if I had been playing mean at the beginning of the movie, eventually everybody was expecting me to become nice.
Right.
But with Bill Murray, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
Basically what it came down to.
Yeah.
He could be nice or he could be Bill Murray, and it's just he's a wild card.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want your audience coming with that kind of baggage, like waiting for the turn.
Yeah, that much expectation.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the recasting debate. We call it Recaster Bait.
Better close the door. It's time to recasturbate.
Okay. We've got 4. We're doing Phil, who's Bill Murray, Rita, who's Andie MacDowell, Larry, who's Chris Elliott, and Ned, who's Stephen Tobolowski.
Yeah.
This really could just be Phil and Rita and the end of the casting, but we threw those other ones in just in case. I don't really like most of my answers to any of these. I got a couple here and there are fine, but
I've got a cast swap.
I considered it, but
then I tried to do like a gender flip as well. So
a cast swap, so 4 for 4.
Yeah, I mean it was more kind of like the whole thing, and it really got inspired by one of the pieces of trivia that I shared earlier about the Chris Elliott and Doris being in Schitt's Creek.
All right, well then do that.
It's taking the Schitt's Creek cast and all of those people being then in the small town kind of whatever. And so you can have like Dan Levy is playing the kind of the snarky big city guy having to cover this small town nonsense. You can have it could be the woman who plays Stevie, and I know you're not as familiar with all the characters, but like you can take just about every character from that show and sort of plug them in to characters from this movie.
So Dan Levy's sister is Rita then?
No, well, or it could be
or
it could be Patrick, the guy who plays Patrick or whatever. Okay. So you could do it like it doesn't have to be a heterosexual.
No, whatever.
Couple.
Would it be all of the Roses being stuck in the loop?
Oh, I didn't think about that, but that would be super funny. No, but I was thinking like Eugene Levy could play the mayor with Bob like being the sidekick, pulling the groundhog out. Chris Elliott could be like one of the jokers at the bowling alley. The drunk guys.
So you don't want Chris Elliott to be Chris Elliott?
No. He's going to be played by somebody else.
I want Eugene Levy to be in the Phil part.
Not for what I was thinking.
I know. Saying.
But anyway, so that was kind of my cast swap idea, and it's really kind of just building off of small town to small town.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with Phil.
Okay.
I'll start with mine. I really only have one answer, but I threw out some names that are possible. I really want to put Donald Glover in this movie, in this part. I don't know if he can sell this part as well. I think he might be fine, but I don't know. So he that's a name that I was considering. Who knows? One I like, the snark would be there. Will Arnett.
Oh yeah.
Be my number 3, maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
My number 2, I think, would be Joel McHale.
Okay. Yep.
He's played Chevy Chase in a movie. Why could he play Bill Murray in a movie?
Yeah.
My number 1, I think, is Bill Hader.
Oh, that was mine.
I think it's a layup. I think, and we had this problem, I think, with Ghostbusters as well. Trying to replace Bill Murray in a movie is impossible.
Yeah, it's very
difficult. Bill Hader is my closest bet right there.
All right.
Eric, give us your fill.
Okay. Yeah, I was going along the lines. I was trying to think of actors that could play the jerk. So someone like Bill Hader for me doesn't necessarily fill that role for me. Joaquin Phoenix was one that I thought of that maybe could.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the one that I thought of, like, as soon as we said we were doing this movie, and the name that popped into my head right away and stuck with me the whole way is John Hamm.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
He is
I
my
like
film.
that a lot.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Did you see him in that new Fletch movie, Eric?
Not yet.
Fletch Confess or something like that?
Confess Fletch.
Confess Fletch.
That is a good window into John Hamm, potentially for a role like this. But yeah, that's good. Okay, John Hamm's a good one.
Yeah. So Bill Hader was my top. I know you guys might groan a little bit, but I think Ryan Reynolds could play this part.
Yeah, I don't. That's a movie that I don't want to see.
I know. The gender swap is Cecily Strong.
Who's Cecily Strong?
What? From SNL?
Is that her last name? Strong?
Strong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dark hair. She just left the show. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Playing the self-centered, narcissistic weather person.
Cecily Strong. All right. That's good. Okay. Rita. Eric, why don't you start with a Rita?
Okay. It had no real it was no real reason for it, the character, for her to have a southern accent, because it was just Andie MacDowell, can I speak normally? And she had a southern accent, but I sort of went along with that, and I was trying to think of actresses that were from the South. One name that I came up with first that I think is okay, but I don't really like, is Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, okay.
But then I think the one that I like the best that I thought of, and again, I'm not super excited about it, but Jennifer Garner sort of fill that sort of
that's a name that hasn't come up on the.
What I like about that is that it is a name that is new to us mostly.
Yeah.
It may have come up here and there, but
yeah,
on a lot of my names throughout the rest of these people, I hit a lot of my I went to my bench and I found the same people. So I these will sound very familiar to anybody who's listened to this podcast.
Yeah.
But not all of them. So my Rita, my third place is Lizzie Kaplan. We were just talking about her recently. She was in Misery.
Oh yeah.
That TV show.
Yep.
She was in the what is it? Those two magic movies. Now You See Me, or something like that, with Woody Harrelson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 2, Rita. Rita is good because plays it 100% straight. You don't
Right.
need a
Right.
comedic actress in this.
Right.
But I've found 2 that could do either way.
Yeah.
Rose Byrne
Oh, yeah.
as a Rita. My number 1 Rita, you can
Yes.
probably guess.
Okay.
Rachel McAdams.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I kind of put that in there
was.
because it was funny.
Of course it was. All right.
I Rose Byrne might be my number 1 on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I have kind of one that's a little bit more serious, than, but would be good, kind of being exasperated by a narcissistic, self-centered weather man. I've got Katherine Heigl.
Where's she been? Yeah.
And then Anna Kendrick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then to play opposite Cecily Strong, I've got Chris Pine being the producer.
That works. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Chris Pine. Yeah, that's good. Oh, he already did read it. All right, Al, you come back with Larry.
Okay.
This is our Chris
Yep,
Elliott.
it's the Chris Elliott. I actually have 4 names, but I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. So I think I'm gonna go with Jason Mantzoukas.
Oh, I like that one. that could be your number 1 right there. Okay.
I'm gonna also throw in a Kieran Culkin.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm.
And then doing a gender swap is Greta Lee.
I don't know.
She's a
that name.
comedic actress. She's in Russian Doll, she's in Sisters, she's in Girls.
Okay.
I think she does some stand up.
Okay, I think I've seen her before. All right. So that's your Larry.
Yep.
I've got 3 Larrys. Let's see, which is my number 1? I'll do my number 3. Number 3, Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
That could be a Chris Elliott type character. Number 2, Michael Che.
Uh-huh.
I think he could pull off that. I mean, there's nothing to this character really, so whatever. Number 1 is a different kind of a Larry. I'm gonna go Pete Davidson. I want a little sort of weird edge to my Larry.
The cameraman.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
All right. I got 3 names. All of them would bring something completely different to that Larry character, and they would all of them just being themselves would be an interesting take on that character. I guess no real particular order. My number 3, I'll say Nick Torsten.
I don't know that.
It's a comedian.
Name.
He's in a lot of like sort of the Adam Sandler movies like Grandma's Boy and Benchwarmers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Another one, and it makes me laugh thinking of him saying the prima donna line in his own specific way. Jack McBrayer.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
And just being very weird and
yes.
Yeah. And then the third one that I have, another one just doing his own thing once again, Zach Galifianakis.
Oh.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That's
like
pretty
hitting
solid.
on Nancy at the bar and all of
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah, it's good.
Going up there to be the bachelor auction for 25
Yep,
25 cents.
that's good.
All right. Ned Ryerson, Needle Nose Ned, Ned the Head.
Yeah.
I had the most trouble with this one.
I did too. Yep.
I only have 2 names. I don't know that I love either one, but they can do it probably. My backup is John Mulaney.
That's actually pretty funny.
I think he could do the
That's
fast talk.
pretty funny.
That'd be interesting.
Yep.
That would be something.
That's good.
A very different person than John Mulaney is my number one. One of the people I go to a lot, Paul Giamatti.
Oh, yeah.
A very different version of it, but he can do crazy stuff with it. I think it'd be good.
Yep. Okay.
That's all I got. Al, give us a Ned.
All right. So I was trying to find somebody that nobody can play that part better than that actor. So it's trying to find somebody who could create their own character that could be kind of somewhat fast talking, but in a different kind of maybe annoying way, or would be like super aggressive is not the right term, but out there.
Yeah.
I've got Michael Pena.
Yeah.
I've got Mikey Day.
I absolutely had him written down and then I crossed it off.
And then doing a gender swap, I've got Heidi Gardner from SNL doing like it's a different thing. Like it could be like an influencer, it could be like some other kind of an annoying connection to that person that would want to just talk all the time about what they're doing and would be out there. So nobody can wear that fur collared coat, and
Mikey Day could. I think Mikey Day could do the same character almost.
Yeah.
That's good. Eric, do you have a Ned?
I do have a Ned. One of the names I had is, this is me definitely pulling somebody off my bench that I go to a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm going to stick him anywhere in this movie, this is where I would put Charlie Day.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I totally considered doing it Day or a Tom Hardy somewhere, but yeah.
Another name that I considered him could kind of, I think could pull it off, but it would be, I don't know, maybe it's too much for the small part, but Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But the name I think I like the best, it would be a different energy, but a ton of energy getting right in Phil's face and being obnoxious would be Jack Black.
Yeah. I had him floating around this movie somewhere too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I thought about him for the Larry part as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Jack Black's in this movie somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. That's all I got.
I had a couple of kind of one-offs.
You love throwing
I
names to bit parts.
Nancy.
Okay.
I've got Judy Greer playing that part.
All right.
And then this is sort of a character from a different Bill Murray movie, but the woman who owns the bed and breakfast would be played by Julie Haggerty, who plays Faye in What About Bob?
Yeah.
You could see her asking all of those questions every day in that voice.
That's good. I can't think of her name. I would want in that part the secretary from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah.
Because now she's older. And would play that.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Okay. Memorable scenes and quotable lines.
He's out of his gourd.
He's out of his gourd.
He's out of his gourd.
And of course, don't drive angry.
Don't drive angry. That's always a good one.
Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry.
I'm predicting March 21st.
Bing!
The whole scene with, or any scene with Needle Nose Ned, Ned the Head.
God. Needle Nose Ned the Head.
Every time he comes up is great.
Yeah.
Ned Ryerson. Needle Nose Ned the Head. Come on, buddy. Case Western High. Ned Ryerson, I did the whistling belly button trick at the high school talent show. Bing! Ned Ryerson got the shingles real bad senior year, almost didn't graduate. Bing! Again! Ned Ryerson, I dated your sister Mary Pat a couple times till you told me not to anymore. Well?
Ned Ryerson?
Bing!
Bing!
I got that. That like cat meow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I got that. And then, it's so crazy.
Mine too.
Where are we going?
Oh, let's not spoil it.
Oh, let's not. Oh, I got that.
It's really good. Nobody could do that.
That's a guy who's taken a tiny little part and really putting something into it.
Milked it for all it's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
For sure.
Phil, every time in the cold shower.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God! He's
Yo, Mom, is there any hot water?
Oh, no, there wouldn't be today.
Of course not.
and then
That hop out of the tub.
hop out of the tub with the shower curtain and the oh my God.
No hot water? Well, there wouldn't be today.
Who else could go for some flapjacks about now?
Yeah.
Too early for flapjacks?
Yeah. What if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today. That's good.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's not exactly a quotable line, although you hear it more than anything in this movie. Okay, campers, rise and shine. Don't forget to your booties because it's cold out there. It's cold out there every day.
Yeah.
Like the banter between
yeah.
the DJs in the morning.
Yep.
You hear it, I don't know, 15 times.
Okay, campers.
Yeah. Okay, campers, rise and shine.
The
Groundhog Day.
music selection in this movie is great too. It's really good. This is now recalling another bit of trivia is the "I Got You, Babe" was purposely selected because the lyric "I Got You, Babe" is repeated so much in the song. It's intended to be like a precursor for the whole premise of the movie.
The Weatherman song.
Oh yeah.
Was written by Harold Ramis.
Oh really?
And somebody else. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. The polka song is so
when Bill Murray or Phil is on the phone with the long distance operator, you know, all the long distance lines are down. What about the satellite? Is it snowing in space? That whole
he takes that shovel to the brain.
The shovel to the head out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's a little sneaky scene.
Yeah.
And you see it, and this is I think the first time I noticed it, but you see the guy the whole time he's on the phone. You see the guy shoveling outside.
Yeah.
And then you see him. He comes around and walks in the door and walks past him and whacks him in the head.
They must have
noticed those. I never noticed it was that guy shoveling outside at the beginning of that scene.
They must have had Murray like doing his lines, and they're like, "This scene it just needs something. We need a little action, a little punch to this stupid scene. It can't just be these words." And somebody came up with the shovel in the back of the head. I'm sure.
Yeah.
On the day, they must have.
Yeah. Just something to make his day that much worse.
Right. Right.
Hey, just put that anywhere, pal.
Yeah.
That guy's accent.
Bill, like the groundhog? Hey, watch out for your shadow there, buddy.
He's the guy from The Burbs and from
Totally.
Shut Down
Yep.
Grid 212 and Die Hard.
Yep.
That guy's awesome. So great.
I'd say the chances are 80%.
75, 80.
Yeah.
The scene with the psychiatrist who's just got no clue what to do. He's like,
I took abnormal psychology.
yeah. I mostly deal with couples. I'm an alcoholic now.
You must have studied this in school. You didn't. It wasn't veterinary psychology, right?
Right.
He's like, I think we should meet again. How about tomorrow? Is that not good?
Yeah.
It's so good.
This movie's an hour 41.
Yeah.
It's good.
Pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you have another one.
No.
What would you want to see in a sequel if there was one? I don't want to see a sequel.
There's no reason.
Yeah, this is
No.
a self-contained movie.
Yeah.
Let's keep that.
All right.
April Fool's Day would be kind of funny. Like it's just pranks galore.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that hates getting pranked.
Yes.
Okay, the how much are they worth game.
And now, let's play the How Much Are They Worth game.
I threw one little wild card in because
Alright.
I didn't want to do the estate of Harold Ramis.
Okay.
We've got Stephen Tobolowski. We've got Brian Doyle Murray.
Mhm. Yeah.
He plays the main Groundhog guy. Chris Elliott, Andie MacDowell, Bill Murray. So let's start with Stephen Tobolowski, actor who is known for Groundhog Day. Yep. He has been in a lot of stuff. Thelma and Louise, Spaceballs. He's done, so many like TV series. He's in the new Thundercats series. Eric.
Nice.
Yeah, he does a ton of voiceovers.
Yeah, he's got that very distinct voice.
Yeah.
He was in Memento.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He, what was that one? Sneakers with Robert Redford. I think that was that movie. He was in that movie. Yeah, he's done a ton of stuff, but it's all little stuff.
I think he was in a. He was in a. I think he was in a Steven Seagal movie because I remember him. Like the crazy stories that people tell about Steven Seagal being an idiot, and I remember him telling a story.
He was in a Seinfeld episode.
All right.
He has 283 credits.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot of one-offs for TV shows and voiceover stuff. All right, let's get a number for this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Eric, give us a number for Ned Ryerson.
I will say 4 million.
I think I overshot this one. I said 12.
I said 7.
Crikeys. All right. Stephen Tobolowski. Let's put this into the old celebrity net worth. I don't like the new website, by the way, but a bitch. Stephen. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, someone nailed it. Stephen Tobolowski has a net worth of $4 million. Eric
Bing.
gets it.
Eric.
Bing. That's good. All right. Bill Murray's older brother, Brian Doyle Murray.
He's got SpongeBob money, doesn't he?
Does he?
Isn't he him?
What did he do in SpongeBob? He's not Mr. Crab.
No, isn't he? I could be wrong. I thought he played one of the superhero guys. But I could be wrong.
Oh. No, well, maybe, I don't know.
The Flying Dutch.
He's Noah Vanderhoff from Wayne's World.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, and Caddyshack. I mean, he's in so many movies.
Yeah.
Flying
He's
Dutch.
got 164 acting credits.
Yep.
And yeah, he's all over the place. He played Jack Ruby in JFK.
Yeah, right.
It's got a lot of voice work.
His voice is so distinct.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob.
He must be in like half of Bill Murray's movies too. Yeah, Wayne's World, JFK, Ghostbusters 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
He was in Kick Butowski. You remember that show?
Scrooged, 16 Candles, National Lampoon's Vacation, SNL. 52 episodes of SNL. Wow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Caddyshack. All right. This guy. All right. I'm going to do that. Boom. All right. Al, give us your number for Brian Doyle Murray.
29 million.
29. Eric, what do you got?
3.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah.
I am repeating my previous 12 million again. So 12 is my number.
Okay.
Maybe I'm way off, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. Oh.
He's everywhere, but I feel like he's got a lot of just sort of like day rolls.
Eric said 3. Eric, you did not nail it this time. You were off by 1. Brian Doyle Murray has a net worth of $4 million.
Out of here.
That seems low.
That feels really low.
I think he's got
a lot of work for that 4 million.
He's got a whole business, like a side retail business with Bill Murray.
That can't be the right number.
I'll tell you. Yeah, that's nuts. Okay. Chris Elliott, whose daughter was on SNL. Well.
Roland shit.
Yeah, he's known for a Groundhog Day as well. Cabin Boy. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Woody in There's Something About Mary.
Yeah.
I call it a love blister.
Tons of TV. Tons of TV. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this guy either. Kingpin? Larry Sanders Show?
He was on 1 episode of Community, Hot in Cleveland. He was on 11 episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
He was in The Abyss. Forgot about that.
Oh my god, that's right.
Okay, well. All right, everybody, write down your number. This is not going well for me. I don't have a feel for any of this stuff. Okay, I've got. Well, since the previous 2 were 4 million, I'm gonna up it 1, and I'm gonna go 5 million.
Okay.
What do you got now?
I have 12.
Damn it. Eric?
8.
Elliott. There he is. Okay. Chris Elliott has a net worth of $10 million, which means Allison and Eric tie, but the tie goes to the person who's under. So Eric gets that one.
Come on.
We're getting skunked. This is not working out the way I wanted it to. Okay, now we get to the bigger heavy hitters here. Andie and MacDowell.
I think I haven't heard from her in a while.
No. I think she
was just in something.
does
She
a
was
TV
in the
show or
TV
something.
show Made.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's letting her hair go gray.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
There she is.
4
MacDowell.
weddings and a funeral. Of course.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh, yeah.
Magic Mike XXL.
Is that the new one or the old one?
2015. I don't know if that's new or old.
That's the old one. The new one's coming out like next month or
Oh,
this summer or something.
that new.
Whatever.
She was in the remake of Footloose.
Her daughter was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she was Jane in the Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan.
Wow.
And they dubbed over her voice.
Really?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they dubbed it. Because she had that super thick Southern accent.
Yeah, in South Carolina. I saw that in the theater.
Eric, it looks like she was in Muppets from Space.
That's right. She was I think she was like a news correspondent or something.
Ellie Snipes.
She was in The Player. She was in Hudson Hawk. Sex Lies and Videotape we talked about. St. Elmo's Fire. Greystoke. Yeah.
Green
Multiplicity, another Harold Ramis.
Oh my God.
Movie.
Yeah, with our buddy Michael Keaton. All right. Andie MacDowell. I'm not sure what to do with this one. I'm gonna alter it slightly. Okay. Eric, give us a number for Andie MacDowell.
18 million.
18. I had 19.
Ooh, I had
And
10.
10 for Al. Andie MacDowell. She's got all that. What's that hair product she does? Isn't that
Pantene?
She's got
Is
all
she
that
Pantene?
Pantene money or whatever she does. Yeah. Andie MacDowell has a net worth of 20 million. So I just squeaked it out. I actually wrote down 20 and then crossed it out and put 19.
Wow.
Okay, at least I'm on the board. Eric's up 3-1.
He's up
And
4-1 because he got it on the nose, right?
4-1, right? Double whammy. 4-1. We've done them before, but we don't remember. So let's do Bill Murray.
We are in a vacuum.
Yep.
So frustrating. He's shut out again.
I don't know if you know this, but Bill Murray was in Ghostbusters.
He was?
Yeah.
The French Dispatch.
Rushmore, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Isle of Dogs.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Stripes.
The French Dispatch.
A Very Merry Christmas.
That's insane. Oh, Lord. Lost in Translation,
St. Vincent,
Tannenbaum,
Budapest.
Charlie's Angels.
So he's got like no team, right? So like he keeps all of his money, do we think?
Mostly, he's probably got a lawyer. It's not some sort of lawyer that handles some of that stuff, but yeah.
Osmosis Jones.
Garfield.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this number could vary so widely.
He was in Space Jam.
Yes, he was. The original.
Kingpin.
Was born in Wilmette.
Yep. What about Bob? Baby Steps.
Okay.
Kingpin by Ernie McCracken.
Caddyshack. Okay. Okay. He's in a lot of movies. Some are big. A lot of voiceover. No management. Or very little. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Let's see.
Okay. Allison, give us your Bill Murray number.
150 million.
Fuck. I had 71. Ooh. Eric, what do you got?
75.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I don't feel as bad then. At least somebody's down there with me. Bill Murray. There he is. Ooh, okay. Bill Murray has a net worth of $180 million.
Oh my God. Yay!
Oh.
Bing!
Bing, definitely.
Bing.
That was a Phil Connors bing.
Exactly.
180. That's nice.
Good for him.
Okay, well, that is Groundhog Day. And it's a movie we have to watch every year.
Yes.
And
Do they play it? Do they do like a 24 hours of Groundhog Day on a channel?
24 hours, but it's definitely on. I mean, I remember the last couple of years, I like made a note of it. Like it's definitely on that weekend or the day before and day of Groundhog Day.
It feels like such a missed opportunity to not just have it like TBS just play it for 24 hours.
You definitely could, but it's a Tuesday or something. Right. Like no one's around to watch it, so
right.
I know. I'm just saying. It's really good. Watching this today, I realized I've watched it so much I didn't really need to watch it this time. I knew everything pretty much by heart.
I feel
it had been a long. It was a long time for me since I've watched it. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
Oh,
but even so,
months for me.
No, it's probably been almost exactly a year.
I don't think I saw it beginning to end, but like I'll catch parts of it for sure.
Yeah, and it plays so often on TBS or whatever TNT, some movie channel that'll have, that in between running Shawshank, they'll have Groundhog Day on there.
Eric, did you feel like it was after having a lot of time in between, like as good as you remembered it?
Definitely, yeah. And it was weird because usually a lot of times when it's been a long time since you watch a movie, you're sort of almost re-remembering things, but it still felt very familiar, and it still played really, really well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it obviously holds up. It's great. I mean, I always focus on the pacing, but the pacing is still there. 30 years later, it moves pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel an hour and 40 minutes, that's pretty tight.
Yeah. when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, we're already at this part. Like, it kind of, sped ahead. I'm like, oh, he's already at the part where he's jumping off the
clock tower. or
clock
whatever
tower.
it is.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't believe we're there already. Yeah, it's great. If whoever hasn't, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen it, I don't know why you're listening to this, but watch it for the first time. Watch it again. Watch it every
Hopefully
year.
You sold it
Yeah,
to the one person that hasn't seen it.
great. It's fun. I wish they would do more movies like this. Harold Ramis style comedy. Long gone. All right, that's Groundhog Day.